hatching conventions. Hatching or section lining, it is a set of lines used in technical drawings to show the inside of an object after it is cut in a sectional view. So, it is used in technical drawings. Hatching, also known as section lining, is a fundamental practice for illustrating the internal structure of an object when they are cut in a sectional view. These lines help in identifying the specific materials used and highlighting solid areas of an object. So, hatching is a graphic technique where a pattern of lines is added to a drawing to indicate where a solid object has been theoretically sliced or sectioned. The primary purpose is to differentiate the cut surface from the surrounding untouched parts of the objects. So, there are types of hatching. So, the first one is steel, a slanted parallel lines. So, represented by a pattern of closely spaced slanted parallel lines, often at a 45-degree angle. This is one of the most common and generally used section lining patterns. For most metals with no specific materials needs to be identified. So, the second one is brass and copper, slanted lines with double spacing, often depicted with a variation of steel pattern but with double spacing between alternating lines or sets of lines to differentiate it from steel. So the third types of hatching is concrete, small dots and spots. So this is distinct pattern featuring small dots and small spots or triangle distributed throughout the section area. So the last types of hatching is wood. So wood are curved lines showing wood grain. So the hatching for wood uses curved lines that mimic the natural appearances of wood grain in a cross section, which can vary in density and direction to add texture and realism.
So, I am going to discuss about a sectional drawing of mechanical objects. So, why is that? So, a sectional view is a drawing that shows the inside of an object by pretending to cut it open. So, it is also helpful to see hidden parts clearly. So, sectional view, for example, if you're going to make one side, or let's just for example a house. So a house, if you're going to see inside, makita mo ang walls, ang rooms, then ang mga pipes, makita nimo ang sectional view, makita na nimo ang unsay mga naa sa sulod sa usa ka object by pretending to cut it open lang. And also it help you to see the hidden parts clearly. Makita sad nimo ang mga hidden parts sa isa ka object. So that's what a sectional view of a drawing, of a mechanical drawing. So we have 5 types of sectional view drawing of mechanical objects. So what are those? So first, we have the full section. Object cuts into 2 equal parts. So kanang object nga imong tungaon og kaduha, so mo na ang gitawag nato og full section. Full section. So for example, kanang if you have a mango, so if mango or anything object na naani mo, so if you're going to cut it, mahimo na siyang duha, which is kanang for example sa right and left side. So mo na siya itong tawag og full section. So next is half section. So ang half section, only half of the object is cut. So kung ang full section gihurot siyang tunga, nahimo na siyang 2 equal parts, ang half section is gitunga na siya pero only half. Wala siya full og cut. So muna siya ang half section. So next, we have the offset section. So ang offset section is cutting lines bent to show more features. So cut na siya og mga lines para mas daghan ka makita nga mga features like yung shapes, yung mga forms niya, yung na siya. So next, we have the revolve section. So inside shape shown of an object itself. So kanang It is, ano na siya no, it's revolved section. So, makita dyan naman siya, you can see the object itself kay revolve na siya. So, it can rotate, ingon ana, so matutoy ka na siya to show the internal structure of an object. So, makita rin dyan mo siya kay magtuyok ka man siya because it's what called revolved section. So, lastly, so we have the broken out section. So, only a small part is cut out. So, gamay ra na ang makuan siya. Mura na siya ng na ay gamay na nabuak or ingon ana. Only a small part is cut out. Gamay ra siya ang ihang gitunga. So, dili siya half, dili siya full, murag partial na siya. So, partial siya nga pagkatunga, gamay ra.
So the topic is blueprint reading and interpretation. So the first is blueprint reading and is the process of understanding and interpreting construction drawing, also known as blueprint. So this is a blueprint reading in the process of understanding, interpreting construction drawing. This drawing show the complete design or a project, included details and information, stock and measurement, materials and position of important parts. So ang blueprints reading mao ang abilidad sa pagsabot o pag-interpret sa mga construction sa drawing o sa pagplano. So kini nga mga drawing nagpakita sa sukod or sa mga detalye nga kinahanglan aron sakto ang pagtukod sa usa ka produkto. Pinaagi sa pagbasa og plan rate pahibalo nga magtrabahan tiyon sa ang pagtukod sa usa ka dako nga party or sa usa kung asa ibutang ang bahin. So like example, ang blueprint nagpakita nga ang kwarto kay 3 metros nga times 4 metros. So adunay pultahan sa wala or ang usa kay bintana sa itaas o nga sa bahin. So ang pagsabot ani kay ang maog ni ang gitak-on sa kwarto or asa ibutang ang pultahan or asa siya dapit i-install ang bintana. So the second topic is blueprints include a variety of information such of dimensions, symbols, notes, and specifications. So this is a blueprints contain many important details that help builders, workers, and engineers understanding how to create a culture or project. So these details include a dimension, symbol, notes. So dimension kay the extract measurements of rooms, walls of the parts. Yeah, ang symbols kay during that reception doors, window, at least outlines. So the note is special instruction of reminders writing by the designer. So ang blueprint is naglakip og daghang klase sa importante nga impormasyon nga makatabang sa mga trabahanti sa pagtukod apil niini ang dimension, symbols, notes. So ang first dimension kay ang tukmang sukod sa mga dingding or sa kwarto ba o sa part nga asa siya dapita sa party. Dayon ang symbol kay ang mga timailhangan nagrepresenta sa mga pultahan or sa bintana ba o sa saksakan sa tubos o uban pa. So ang notes kay ang mga special nga introduction or paghimangno gikan sa designer. So mao to ang last topic.
Types of blueprints. First, architectural blueprints. Houses or buildings. Diri makita sa architectural blueprints, makita nimo diri ang sukat, layout ng mga rooms, doors, windows, and overall design ng structures. Second, mechanical blueprints. Machine, tools, and parts. Ang mechanical blueprints ay plano o drawings ng mga machine, tools, and parts. Ipakita sad sa plano kung asa itawod ang mga pyesa, kung paano sila ikonekta. Ano also gipakita sad sa plano kung giunsa pag-andar sa mga parts if mugana na ang makina. Third, electrical blueprints, wiring and circuit. Ang electrical blueprints kay plano sa kuryente tulad ng wiring, outlets, switch, and circuit. Ipakita sad sa electrical blueprints kung asa siya itaod, kung asa siya ipaagi ang kuryente sa loob ng building o bahay. Fourth, plumbing blueprints, pipes and water system. Ang plumbing blueprints kay ang plano kung asa pagyuon ang tubo, drainage, and water supply. Kasama rin sa plano kung asa ibutang ang sink, shower, toilet bowl, and faucet. Kung asa pagyuon ang limpyo na tubig, kung asa saan mo pagyuon ang mga hugaw na tubig. Kaubasa sa plano kung pilay side sa tubo na inyuhang gamiton.
So here are some steps for reading interpreting blueprints effectively. So first, understand the different types of drawings. There are several types of drawings included in a blueprint, such as floor plans, elevations, sections, and details. So blueprints are not just one type of drawing. They have a many parts and each part shows different view or detail of buildings or structure. So first is floor plans. Top view of layout, rooms, walls, doors, and etc. Next is elevations. Side front view of the building. Next sections. Cut-through view showing inside the details. And the last is details. Zoom in the drawing showing specific parts. And the second, identify the scale units. Blueprints are drawn scale, which means the drawings are proportionate representation of the actual structural component. So blueprints are drawn to scale, meaning everything and drawn is smaller, but proportional to the real structure. For example, if the scale is 1.100, it means 1 unit on the drawing equal 100 units in real life. So I am purposely this helps to make sure that understand the your side, length, height, distance, actual components. That's all.
3. Interpret symbols and abbreviations. Blueprints include various symbols and abbreviations that represent specific features or components. When reading a blueprint, you will see many symbols and abbreviations instead of full words. These symbols and short forms are used to present different parts, features, or materials in the project. So you must know what each symbols and abbreviations stand for so you can correctly understand that what the blueprint is showing. Misinterpreting them can lead to mistakes in construction. 4. Understand the specification and notes. Blueprints include specification and notes that provide additional information and requirements for the project. Besides the drawing, blueprints also include writing instruction. This is specification and notes explain the materials to use, the quality required, any special step that must be followed. Understanding these writing details is important because they guide the construction process and ensure everything is done correctly.
5. Seek clarification when necessary. In the construction industry, blueprints serve as a critical communication tool between different parties involved in the project, including architects, engineers, contractors, and subcontractors. So blueprints are extremely important. They act as a main source of communication between everyone involved in the project because each line, symbol, and measurement in a blueprint has a specific meaning. It is important that everyone understand it correctly. That's why seeking clarification is necessary. If a worker or team member is unsure about a detail like a measurement, symbol, or instruction, they must ask questions instead of guessing. Asking for clarification is to prevent mistakes, ensure safety, save time and materials, keep the projects on schedule, make sure everyone is working with the same understanding. In short, clarification helps avoid confusion and ensures that all parties follow the same plan accurately. Drawing symbols, skills, and conventions. These are special signs, markings, and rules used in technical drawing. In technical drawing, we don't just draw shapes. We also use symbols, skills, and conventions. These are like a universal language. Instead of writing long explanations, we use short signs or markings to represent things such as doors, windows, materials, measurements, or directions. Symbols is drawing that stand for objects. Skills allow big objects to be drawn smaller or small objects drawn bigger. Conventions, rules everyone follows so that the drawing is clear and consistent. Why they are important? So they are important because they make technical drawings easy to read, accurate, and understandable for anyone, like engineers, builders, students, or designers. Types of drawing symbols, skills, and conventions. Symbols. Diameter symbols is for circles. So diameter symbols is used when measuring circles. So if you see diameter symbol, then 20, so it means the circles has a diameter of 20 units. Center line shows the middle. This marking is used to show the middle of an object. It is often placed through circles or symmetrical parts so that viewers know the exact center. Leader line points to a note. Leader line is a thin line that points to a note, label, or measurements. It guides the reader's eyes from the drawing to the explanation. Welding symbols shows weld type. These symbols tell the welder what type of weld to make. Example, fillet weld and groove weld. They help ensure that joining parts is done correctly according to the plan. These symbols makes technical drawings easier to read. This keeps drawing neat, organized, and understandable for engineers, workers, and builders.
B. Scales. Scales are used to enlarge or reduce the size of the object on paper. First, 1 to 1 actual size. Second, 1 to 2 half size. Third, 2 to 1 twice as big. Scales are used in drawings to make an object look bigger or smaller than its real-life size while keeping the correct proportions. First, 1 to 1 actual size, the drawing in the same size as the real object. Second, 1 to 2 half size, the drawing is smaller, only the half the real size. Third, 2 to 1 twice as big, the drawing is bigger, double the real size. Say conventions. Drawing rules that everyone follows. First, hidden lines dash. Second, visible edges solid. Third, center line, long short long patterns. Conventions are standard drawing rules that everyone follows so that engineers, architects, and students can understand each other's drawings. First, hidden lines dash. This shows part of the object that you cannot see from the outside. Second, visible edges solid. These show parts of the object you can clearly see. Center lines, long, short, long pattern used to mark the center of circles, holes, or geometrical objects.
So we'll be talking about reading working drawings and blueprints. So this means understanding the instructions in a drawing used for building or making a product, and working drawings are detailed and complete. So it means na reading ang working drawings and blueprints kay kwan siya, we should understand the symbols, mga lines, and especially the instructions nga ma-show sa technical drawing. And by working drawings kay dapat if magdraw ta is aton drawing is very detailed so the builders or the kanang mohimo sa imong mga balay or the building kay they can know how exactly to create or assemble the building or something. There are four types of reading working drawings and blueprints. So it is the detailed drawings, assembly drawings, pictorial drawings, dimension drawings. So working drawings usually include, so let's tackle first the detailed drawings. So detailed drawings show one part. So it means nga kanang sa detailed drawing is gisura niya is the only one part sa object. Purpose ma-understand na to ang iyang shape and iyang mga measurements. The next is the assembly drawings. So show how parts fit together. So kaning assembly drawings is kanang Kuan ganyan, it means nga yang gi-show how mga different parts sa object nga ma-fit together to make it the whole product. Like for example is katong kan performance exam 01 is sir. So mao to siya nga naay mga different parts na mato kay nato ang the isometric. Then next is the kaning pictorial drawings that 3D looking. So kani siya is motion siya ang gikol nga isometric. Okay. 3D looking siya. Then it means nga kuan siya it easier kanidang pictorial drawings is kana easier to imagine what the final object looks like. Kay kuan siya like di na 3D mo siya nagbaro. Then next is dimension drawings with measurements. So kanang dimension drawing is katong na mga line test na arrow. So not to siya gi-code nga dimension drawings na mga measurements. So kuan siya ang ibutang dito sa kuan dimension drawings kanang mga exact measurements jud sa katong mga line mga like sa tong sa box. Then para kuan sad ang ato ang igihimo is accurate and ang mga size, length, height, and width of each part is na accurate na ang pag-build po kay sakto pag-drawing kay dili mga hiwi so need yun na siya. That's why it is very important. So, thank you.
Interpretation of sample blueprints. This means looking at blueprints and explaining what every part means, symbol, sizes, materials, and instruction. So, ang pag-interpret sa blueprints mao ni ang pagtan-aw ug pagsabot sa ninain nga parts sa drawing, like symbol, mga sukod, mga materials, ug ang importante, ang instruction. Dapat kung di ka mosunod, dapat sundon mo ang instruction ug unsay nakabutan. If di nimo sundon ang instruction, kay dili na mahimo ang usa ka butang sa imong plano. Dili siya masunod ug dili ma-execute. Katabang ni para unsaon paghimo sa usa ka butang based sa imong plano. Kung mag-interpret ka sa blueprint, dapat tan-awon nimo ug i-check nimo ang materials, measurements, section views, note and labels, symbols, and scale. Ang example ani is a simple example. It's like reading recipe. The blueprints is your recipe for building an object. So, mura gani kag mobasa og recipe. Imong recipe is blueprint para gibaw ka sa pagtukod o paghimo sa usa ka butang. That's all. Thank you.